If the razor has been a tool that you've wanted to use for a long time and play with because it looks so cool and the haircuts look amazing with a razor, and you're wondering how to get started with razor cutting, this video is for you. I recently got a DM from a fellow hairdresser asking me how I got started with the razor. And right now I'm using a straight blade. I feel pretty good at it. I feel like I still struggle with holding it properly and trying not to nick my thumbs. I already have a couple nicks just from using it the other day. The problem is with the razors, it is this dangerous tool. You could cut yourself, you could cut your clients, so it is a difficult tool to get started with, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes so easy. It becomes like an extension of your hand. It becomes like this beautiful pen that you just draw with. If you're a hairstylist, you're definitely an artist. It feels like you're just drawing with it, and it gives you exactly what you put into it. It's not that forgiving. So if you use very little pressure, it might end up ruining the hair, and it might give you a flip in areas that you don't want. So it's almost like you have to have this understanding. You have to have a very good working relationship with your razor for it to give you what you need. And that comes with experience and constant work and playing around and testing out different body positions, different finger positions, different thicknesses of hair, elevations, all that good stuff. So here are 4 ways that you can get started with razor cutting. So the way that I started out with the razor cut was I was watching Jane's videos, Jane Matthews, and I think my clients were just like really bored with my haircuts. I got really bored with my long layered haircuts and like graduated bobs, and I was doing regular bobs and some curtain bangs, but I was itching to do something more. A lot of clients came back to me and said, I want more volume, and I was too scared to take their hair shorter. I just wanted to keep the hair the same all over because I was too scared to go shorter. It's almost like I needed a jolt to take the hair shorter and, you know, grab a chunk of hair and start hacking away at it to give that beautiful, really cool, edgy, cool girl hair. So what I did was I started out with my guarded razor. I had a guarded razor from Casio from my school days. That's what we got in our kit, and I liked it. I used it at school, and sometimes I used it at work to razor bobs and do a little bit of texture, but I wasn't brave with it. You gotta be very brave. It's almost like the razor is like eyeliner. Like it knows, it can sense your fear, it can tell when you're afraid of it, and you know, when you're scared, when you're drawing that eyeliner on, it's going to ruin your life. So this is so similar when it comes to the razor. You have to trust it and you have to feel confident in the way that you're holding the razor. Now the guarded razor is a lot more forgiving. It is guarded, so it's not gonna cut you. I did cut myself once on a guarded razor, but that was fine. It was just like a small nick, but it is possible because it's still a razor, but it's so much more forgiving and it is so much easier to create the kind of shape that you want. So start with that, okay? Grab a guarded razor, or grab something that is really expensive. So get the most expensive guarded razor that you can afford. Don't use a cheap one because the cheap one is going to fray the hair, it's going to ruin the hair, it's going to split the hair. I've seen hair that literally splits. So take a healthy hair and it starts to split and you see white splits everywhere. You don't want that to happen. And make sure you're not working on compromised hair. So any type of compromise, like overly processed hair, that could really intimidate you, and it might not give you a really realistic, it's not going to give you a realistic result, because I want you to work with hair that is healthy, that can take a razor. And then get started with a shape that you like. So start maybe with just doing some bangs, some longer bangs, and see how you feel about it. Try testing out doing a straight blunt cut, so like one sweep right through, and then try longer strokes. And what I really love about the guarded razor is that you can scrape the hair with the guarded razor and remove weight as you are cutting. So you cut the hair, you're also scraping the hair. Again, use a lot of tension and push it against the hair. I love this for people who have a ton of hair. I want you to try and take a section of hair and do a straight swipe through and see how that looks. That is going to give you a flip, right? Like watch how the hair moves, especially on wavy hair or straight hair. I want you to see how that feels, or try it on your mannequin. Don't try it on a client. Then grab another section of hair and do smaller strokes like this. Just tiny little strokes, and that's going to give you a blunt cut. Now, if you take another section of hair and you take deeper strokes like this, you're taking out weight and you're also cutting the hair at the same time. You're doing little V's, not little, actually larger V's in the hair, and that is going to give you a lot of weight removal. It's also going to push the hair. All those smaller hairs are going to push the other hairs, and it's going to give you much more movement. So if somebody's asking for movement in their hair, take the hair forward and you do big strokes like that, maybe just like move with the body, move your body position, and it's going to do that flippy thing. Now, the more you do it, the more you're going to learn how much pressure you should use and how to hold the razor, and also what textures of the hair do what. Every time I do a client, I'm learning something new. I don't know everything, but the more clients I do, the more I know, okay, your hair is going to do this if I use the guarded razor. If I use the straight razor, it's going to do that. Like, I know now because of experience. The more clients you get, the more experience you're going to become. And if you're using a clean, brand new blade, you're not going to have any issues with the hair splitting or anything like that. So it's going to glide beautifully like butter. If your razor is not gliding like butter, switch it, because that's just going to ruin the haircut. It's going to ruin the hair. And sometimes you just get a bad batch. I actually got a whole bad batch of Casio razors, and I took it back. I've also had straight blades that were dull that I've had to remove. So if you feel that, get rid of it, start over, put in a new blade. This is my straight blade. I hold it like this, and sometimes I'll use my whole arm, sometimes I'll use my wrists. Really depends. Everybody uses it differently. Don't use this until you feel like you have mastered your guarded razor, okay? Start with the guarded razor. Now, the difference between the guarded razor and the straight blade is a few things. Besides safety, the result of the haircut that you're gonna get with a guarded razor is gonna be more frayed than the straight. The straight blade cuts straight. It cuts blunt. It's not forgiving. As soon as you cut, the hair is cut. Whereas with a guarded razor, it's gonna come out frayed because of all of the teeth there. You're gonna have a lot of hairs that are just poking out, that when it grows out, it just looks too wispy. So a lot of times I'll do the guarded razor, I'll do a full haircut with the guarded razor. Then I'll go back with my scissors and clean up the frayed ends, because I like the effect of the guarded razor. I just don't like that frayed look. Sometimes it doesn't work for the haircut that I'm doing. I want a more clean cut. With the straight blade, you have to go in and create the texture that this one just does naturally. I hope this is making sense. Let me know in the comments if it's making any sense. Number 2, you want to take classes. I took Jane Matthews classes. She's always putting classes on, so just get on her mailing list. And I think she does a beautiful job of showing you how she sculpts the hair and how she sculpts her petals and how she carves petals. I think that's her slogan, carving petals. She does a beautiful job of explaining. I think she's a wonderful teacher. There's also a lot of other teachers that are amazing, but there are classes on Hairbrained that go through the razor. So definitely take classes from everyone that you know, and then the more you watch the classes, the more it seeps into your subconscious, and then the next time you pick up a razor, you kind of just know what to do because you've watched so many tutorials. Number 3, it goes with watching classes. You got to grab the models and experiment, and you can use mannequin heads. I love mannequin heads, but the hair doesn't grow back in mannequin heads, and it's so much more pleasant working with people than a mannequin head, right? Because the mannequin head doesn't talk back, and I want a client to talk back to me. I want somebody to sit in my chair. I want to feel the different textures of hair. I want to look at the person's face shape. I want it to be a fully immersive client experience for me to learn and for them to get a cool haircut too. And it's just so much more fun when you get in there and you start hacking away at the hair and you're razoring the hair, and they're so fascinated by what you do because they're like, oh my God, I've never had my hair razored before, and I see it online all the time, and this is so cool. And they get so excited, and it's so fun. And you give them all of those beautiful crown layers, you give them the beautiful bangs, and they get excited about it. And you get to see in real time how the hair behaves with the tool that you're using, like which tool you're using, whether you're using the guarded or whether you're using the straight blade. The more real life people that you can get, the better. So the way I did it was I just went on Facebook groups, hair groups, and I would constantly post. Don't just post once, and if you don't get any responses, feel bad about it. Just keep posting. Post on your Instagram. Ask people to share. Just keep asking for models. Say, hey, I'm a hair cutting specialist, or I'm learning how to cut with the razor. I want to do this haircut. Always post a picture of the haircut that you want to create. Tell them that you want them to be comfortable in front of the camera, because it's really important to me to film my process. So even if I'm not posting my haircuts, I am filming myself for me. So I can watch the video back and look at my body position, look at my arm position. Like, am I holding my arms up too high? Am I doing this instead of relaxing? You got to keep your elbows low. You got to use little details that you can pick up are really important for you to grow as a cutter.